impeachment investigation. We may hear more about that from state lawmakers today in terms of any timing. And his top aide, Melissa DeRosa, has resigned after what she called an emotionally and physically trying 2 years.
I think it's important, too, to what she said about why she hadn't said anything up until now. And she said, people don't understand. This is the governor of the state of New York. And what she was trying to say was, I didn't think they believed me up until now.
Well, she talked about that power dynamic that we hear so often about in some of these cases, where she was put in a position where she didn't feel she could really say no, didn't have any recourse, and where she felt like she would get in trouble for the governor's alleged misconduct. And she talked about the executive mansion staff and the state troopers that are there to protect him, and not her, she pointed out, overhearing something and her getting in trouble. So it's unfortunately a bit of a familiar story when it comes to the power dynamic at play. But she said that she didn't want anyone to think that that's why she went to the executive mansion. She said, that's not why I was there, and that's not who I am.
Yeah, and like you said, it sort of echoes what we heard with the state attorney general, who, when they were talking about the executive chamber and having sort of a toxic feel within there, it was all about protecting the governor and sort of, damned be anybody who tried to push back against that. Now, when it comes to the governor and him digging in his heels, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. I feel like anytime that we hear, whether it's President Biden or New York Democrats, whatever it happens to be, there's no budge, at least in his rhetoric.
So far, no. And we don't know whether anything he heard over the weekend may have changed his mind. We know he tried to work the phones and gauge whatever remaining support he might have. But it seems now that there are enough state lawmakers determined to impeach him that even if he doesn't go voluntarily, they will move forward with a forcible removal.
And they meet today, correct?
The State Assembly Judiciary Committee meets today. They've been conducting an investigation that not only involves women, but also nursing home death data, accusations that the governor inappropriately used state resources to write his book, and all of that they might find grounds for impeachable conduct. They've also given the governor until the end of the week to present any exculpatory evidence. So today we may hear just a little more about the timeline and when they expect to move forward.
All right. Aaron, thanks for the update. Have a good day.
You too, Jen. Thanks.
Thanks. See you later. ABC's Aaron Katursky. I'm interested to see what these lawmakers say at their meeting today. They'll condemn him, because even if they felt that way, they have to. And what he did was so heinous. What are you going to be, the one guy who's like, wasn't that bad, he can stick around? Please. So, of course, they're all going to condemn him. Then what? And now that you have one of the 11 women who have accused him of misconduct, who's filing a criminal complaint, wouldn't you assume that the others would come forward? At least those who have strong cases? So then how many do you have? 1, 2, 4, 6? We'll see. All right, a little bit of sporting news over the weekend for you, because my boy, Peyton Manning, into the Hall of Fame over the weekend, and Missy Jordan will have more in sports on that in just a second, but I like the part where he ribbed Tom Brady. And he says, he brought up the time he brought up going into the Hall of Fame and, him and his rivals and stuff like that. And he said, speaking of my rivals, my good friend Tom Brady is here tonight. By the time Tom Brady is inducted in his first year of eligibility in the year 2035, he'll only have time to post his acceptance speech on his Instagram account. Heyo! Brady joked in a Twitter post prior to Manning's induction, I just need to make sure he's really done. Can't risk this guy coming back. But you tell me that in recent memory, the Peyton Manning-Tom Brady rivalry was not good. I loved it. I loved it. Even when Peyton lost to Brady, it was still great. So congrats, Peyton. By the way, if you were listening this morning, and I'm sure you are, anytime, this is my open invitation to you. Anytime you want to come on this show, you are welcome to. Also, just a heads up, I'm planning on being in Tennessee sometime in October, so if you want to meet there, that's fine too. I can interview you there. Pathetic, aren't I? Where is Aaron Rodgers going? I have a spoiler alert for this, so if you're wondering where Aaron Rodgers will play next, but you don't want to hear some of the rumor mill, put your fingers in your ears. Now, he's a former NFL defensive back, Will Blackmon, who played with Rodgers in the Packers from 2006 to 2009. He claims, this is his quote, next year Aaron Rodgers will be a New Orleans Saint. He told TMZ Sports that he still maintains a good relationship with Rodgers, and he wouldn't be shocked if he's under center for Saints head coach Sean Payton in 2022. He says, I can see Aaron Rodgers being a New Orleans Saint next year. Because, think about it, Drew Brees retired. They need somebody to step up to that, right? So, maybe. What does that do to Jameis Winston, who was the number 1 overall pick and was supposed to be New Orleans starter this year? Well, do you really rival Aaron Rodgers? All right, now let's talk Bears. These were the goofiest stories that came out about Bears over the weekend. But I guess Bears need groceries too. Hashtag Bear equality. So imagine you go into your neighborhood Ralph's. You need to pick up some salad. You need to pick up some rice-a-roni. I don't know. And you turn the corner and, oh, hi, there's a 125-pound male black bear just cruising through. And he apparently, sometime between 6:30 and 7 in the morning, just walked into the store in Porter Ranch and just cruised up and down the aisles. Wasn't doing anything. He wasn't creating mayhem. He wasn't knocking stuff off the shelves. He was just cruising around. He was window shopping. So the bear was chased outside after the cops were called, and he went to the back of a nearby Walmart building. This guy wasn't done with his shopping. He's like, fine, you chase me out of Ralph's, I'll just go to Walmart and finish. But officers waited with him there for U.S. Fish and Wildlife, so they must have cornered him. And the bear then was shot with a tranquilizer by U.S. Fish and Wildlife. He was then tagged and taken to what they call a suitable habitat. No word on whether his grocery list was filled. Then there's Daisy the dog. How many of you have trained your animals, dogs or cat? Shelby, my cat, will do this. You hang a bell on your door handle where they go out and, do their business. And they go up and they just bump the bell with their nose, right? When they want to go out. Well, there's a family's dog in Sierra Madre who started ringing the bell like crazy. Daisy, the dog, not mine, the family in Sierra Madre's Daisy, started ringing that bell when she looked outside and saw a mama bear and 2 cubs who had showed up and decided to swim. So, being the well-trained dog that Tiffany Kress says her dog is, she said she rang the bell, but I love this quote. I don't think she can go out right now. I looked at Daisy. Daisy's about the size of my Daisy. So dinky. 7-8 pound dog. But instead, Daisy and the whole family watched from safely behind the glass door as Mama and the cubs played in the pool for a while and then left the yard. I guess all was fine with it, but anyway. If your dog starts ringing it, this teaches me a lesson. Literally one of the dogs rings it, or Shelby the cat rings it, and I just walk over and open the back door. I don't even look at why they're ringing the bell. I just assume they're so well trained that they're going out to do their thing. No. It could be a lizard, it could be a squirrel, it could be a crow, or in this case, it could be a mama bear and her cubs. So there you go, your public service announcement of the morning. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk Olympics and wrap it up with ABC's Tom Rivers. And it was awesome. When it comes to the U.S. medal count, we should be proud as a country. Like, we all need a little happiness now, right? And for the most part, I think it's safe to say that the Olympics went off without a COVID hitch for the most part, but we'll get an update from Tom in just a few minutes. Right now, let's take a look at that drive, and Dave's checking out that 101 crash.
Southbound after the 405 in Sherman Oaks. You've got that accident blocking the 3 left lanes, and things are starting to back up. One car down the right shoulder embankment. Sylmar, earlier crash cleared. 210 westbound at Hubbard, but you're slow from Maclay. Palmdale, 14 southbound at Angeles Forest Highway. You've got a crash in the center divider. And as you make your way through Long Beach, still trouble on the 710 southbound at PCH. A crash blocks the off-ramp. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Dave Joseph.
This report is sponsored by Mercury Insurance. What's better than low rates? Low rates and big discounts. That's what you get when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Mercury. Get a fast, free quote today at mercuryinsurance.com to see how much you could save. That's mercuryinsurance.com.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame inducted its newest members last night. Legendary quarterback Peyton Manning headlined the class of 2021. Albert Pujols proved he still has some gas left in the tank after hitting a moonshot against his former team. The Dodgers beat the Angels in the Freeway Series. And for the first time, Chargers fans were welcomed into SoFi Stadium. The Bolts hosted Fan Fest, which featured an open practice and concert. I'm Misty Jordan.
Download the DraftKings app and use code SPORTS to get a free shot at millions of dollars up for grabs this week with your first deposit.
Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Spectrum Business called their competitors to see if any of them could beat Spectrum's Business Internet Plus phone offer for $69.98 per month with no added phone taxes or fees. Here are real quotes from the competition.
How are they pulling in no fees and taxes? That's madness.
I would 100% go with Spectrum.
Even the competition recommends Spectrum Business. Call 855-339-5344 and switch to Spectrum Business today.
Competitor quotes from actual phone conversations. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Rates subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount requirements apply. 60% loan to value and 740 FICO credit score. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lenders Law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
Unbelievable. Home loan rates have dropped again at IntelliLoan. Today, IntelliLoan is offering a 1.875% rate in the APR with no points and no lender fees. Did you hear that? A 1.875%. Don't think you qualify? I bet you haven't called IntelliLoan. You don't have to have perfect credit to get this great home loan. So lock in this unbelievably low 1.875% fixed rate in APR with no points and no lender fees. So call IntelliLoan before the rates go up. Call them at 1-800-918-6200. That's 1-800-918-6200. Or just go to IntelliLoan.com.
IntelliLoan. Borrow smart.
Masks are coming off, seasonal allergies are on the rise, and COVID-19 is still out there. Sneezing, runny nose, cough, and fever can be allergy symptoms. There are also symptoms of COVID-19. If you have symptoms, get tested and find out if it's COVID-19. COVID Clinic offers free COVID-19 testing for both insured or uninsured patients. Make an appointment today at covidclinic.org. COVID Clinic offers no out-of-pocket cost COVID-19 PCR diagnostic tests with lab results in 1 day for persons who qualify. Conditions may apply. Visit covidclinic.org for details.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
When people talk about how hot it is, I have to remind myself they're not necessarily talking about me. But can you blame me? And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
The Oasis Pool is jumping. Jump into a cabana, Lady River, or a cocktail. It's all fun to us.
Number 4.
Keep It Cool giveaway. You can get an awesome vertical meal prep cooler when you earn 500 points on your rewards card the 16th or 17th.
3.
Moe's and
lunch special. High-gain barbecue chicken in a tangy soy cilantro sauce with rice and pickled veggies. Only $20 all month long.
Number 2.
Hump Day giveaway. Just earn 500 points on your rewards card, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., and you're guaranteed to win up to $100 cash or free slot play.
And the number 1 reason.
Roberto Tapia, live August 20th. Get your tickets now for this number 1 Latin Billboard singer's return to Morongo.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times.
Tribeca Drive-In returns to the Pasadena Rose Bowl, featuring classic and new films. Enjoy your favorite movies outdoors. Join us now through August 26th for the ultimate drive-in experience. Get your tickets now at TribecaFilms.com.
Win your way to our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 17th and 18th in Las Vegas, and win $1,000. You'll see
Billie Eilish,
Cheap Trick,
Coldplay,
Dua Lipa,
Florida Georgia Line,
J. Cole,
Journey,
Khalid,
Lil Baby,
Maroon 5,
Nelly,
Sam Hunt,
Weezer, special guest performance by Phineas,
and more on the T-Mobile Arena stage in Las Vegas. Listen every weekday to win your way there and win $1,000.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Join KFI and Thrill Seekers at the Afterburner Music Festival at the Pacific Air Show in Huntington Beach, October 1st and 2nd. This year's event will feature performances by Sammy Hagar and the Circle, Sam Hunt, ex-ambassadors, and more. Get your tickets now at AfterburnerMusicFestival.com. KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. On a Monday morning, I'm glad you could join me. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. Some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The LA County Health Department says there was a spike in COVID-19 cases over the weekend, but the daily positivity rate continues to drop. And Canada has reopened its border with the U.S., so Americans who have been vaccinated can now cross the border to shop, visit, or take a vacation. But the U.S. isn't reciprocating just yet. The U.S. says Canadians won't be able to come across for non-essential trips until at least August 21st. All right, now let's say good morning to ABC's Tom Rivers as we wrap up the Olympics in Tokyo. Hard to believe that those 2 weeks are over.
Yeah, it went pretty quick, didn't it, Jennifer? And certainly, we talked about the preamble to this, all of the issues, the fact that most Japanese didn't want them to happen. But we did get from A to B. Hats off to the athletes, which got, you and I watching our TV screens. And, yes, it was pretty surrealistic. Certainly the opening and closing ceremonies when they panned up to the fans, and there weren't any there. Just empty seats. Kind of like a weird movie. But, yeah, it's over. It's in the rearview mirror. 180 days. We've got Beijing, the Winter Games, 3 short years. We've got Paris for Summer Games again. Hopefully, we won't have to utter a syllable about the pandemic. Come Paris time, we could just party and meet people and have a good time.
Ah, from your lips to God's ears, that's for sure. All right, so let's talk about now the protests before the games. You mentioned that so many people in Japan didn't even want the games coming there. Would you say that they went off basically without a major COVID hitch?
Yeah, I think so. Our final analysis, I think about 450, thereabout, positive results inside the bubble itself over the 2.5 weeks, something of that nature. Relatively low. Outside of the bubble, Greater Tokyo, yes, the numbers really took off. And it extended the state of emergency there beyond now the closing date for the Paralympics. So, yeah, out in the greater community, growing considerably inside the bubble with all those measures, all those tests every single day. They did a pretty good job, and maybe that'll be, something that certainly will be noted as we head to the Winter Games in Beijing in just 180 days.
Okay, so now let's talk about the good news. And the U.S. and the medal count. When we ended last week, when I was talking with your colleague, Jim Ryan, I don't think that the U.S., I don't remember we were leading as of, I think that would have been Friday morning our time. But when all was said and done, let's go USA.
Yeah, we did it. We're number one again. Certainly 39 gold medals, but it took that last day to get our elbow over the Chinese. 38 gold medals for China. And if you want to add up all of the medals, we're talking about 113 for U.S., China 88. So yes, not only do we have friendly competition economically, we're also going to have yet another superpower to be reckoned with when it comes to athletics. So yes, I think that's going to be the 1, 2, and number 3. Guess what? It's the individual members of the team from Russia. So some things change and some things never do change.
I think when you look at the top 5, it's who you expect: the U.S., China, Japan, Great Britain, and the Russian Olympic Committee. And so that kind of goes without saying, but it's always interesting to watch those 5 sort of vie for pole position.
Yeah, and it's interesting. This came out as well earlier today. Some of the stations talking to you look at Britain, relatively small country, and they had a big turnaround in '96. They looked at their team and they go, look, we're underperforming. And it was just a couple of years after they started the lottery here. So the then Prime Minister, John Major, said, let's take some of that money and let's throw it at the various parts of the Olympics, see if we can build it up. And they have. And over the past, 25 years, they're punching above their weight. So the UK, look at population-wise, shouldn't be in number 4, but consistently they're right up there and doing a very good job indeed.
When it comes to the people who watched this year, and it might be too soon to tell, I don't know if the ratings are out. I know that they were down, but with competitions like surfing, these newer competitions, skateboarding that were in it this year, I wonder if those helped to boost things, even though I know that the ratings are down. I wonder if those still helped a little bit, and if the ratings would have been worse had not those newer sports have been in there.
I think you're absolutely right. Yes, surprise. The ratings were down. Well, kind of a glum start and kind of a glum ending. But the individual sports were kind of mesmerizing. It was great. I loved the BMX competition. I thought it was, it's one of sports. I didn't know that much about it, but it's great. It's great to watch. And I think a lot of people probably come across that and go, yeah. That's pretty cool. I'm going to watch that next time around. That's something I enjoyed watching.
All right. Well, I thought so too, and I'm sad that the Olympics were over. I didn't watch as much. I will say I didn't watch as much as I normally do of the Olympics. I think just because it was different this time around. But the allure will hopefully be back for Beijing, and definitely it better be back by the time it comes here to LA.
Oh gosh, yeah, totally. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it indeed.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
Thanks. See you later. This is KFI and KOSTHD2 Los Angeles. Just want to remind you of one more quick thing before we get to Jeff Baugh. The LA County Department of Public Health continues to advise that visitors to Mother's Beach and Marina Del Rey and the Santa Monica Pier should still avoid the water because of high bacteria levels. So there you go. If you had plans to go to either of those beaches today, switch to a different beach. Jeff Baugh, good morning to you. Oh, look at this. Starting with the 405. Here we go.
You betcha. Thanks, Jen. Yes, indeed. Good morning. Yeah, low clouds are getting in our way here this morning, but let's start with the old 405 now, leaving the San Fernando Valley. It's actually more the East 101 at the 405. There's been a bad crash there, rather confusing sounding, but it's just a little bit past, so it's slowing down the East 101 to the South 405 and East 101 through the 405. And also, if you're south on the 405 and you want to go east on the Ventura Freeway, that's all knotted up there. We'll follow up on that more coming up in a while. Long Beach, kind of a long playing problem goes into last night, really. Southbound 710 PCH, the off-ramps are shut down. Use Willow before you get there, or keep going down to Anaheim. That'll get the job done for you. Northbound 5, Orange County into East LA, it's okay. A little slower on the 605 and the East LA interchange. However, South 5 in Washington, just past that railroad trestle, little activity there. We're trying to figure that one out for you. Be careful. Finally, East LA, North 710 to West 60. We just got this. The transition currently blocked, we're told. Keep going up to Station Chavez. That'll get the job done for you, and I'll follow up on it for you. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. KFI gets you there faster. I'm Jeff Baugh.
If you've got got missing or broken teeth or wear dentures, Cunning Dental can change your life with their new permanent teeth in a day procedure.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime decision. You owe it to yourself to go to the best. Cunning Dental, rebuilding smiles for over 52 years.
They have created a new process where computers individually mill zirconia teeth that are superior in strength and aesthetics.
It's lightweight, it's natural, it's just like real teeth. You've got to go see the difference.
Attend a free seminar this Saturday in Irvine. You can meet real patients and learn all about new permanent teeth. Limited seating with social distancing. Reserve online at cunningdental.com.
If you call now, you can get a free exam, free x-rays, and a CT scan. That's a $1,500 value, plus $1,500 off your new permanent teeth. This will expire August 31st and some restrictions apply.
Call 888-640-SMILE, 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 Cunning Dental, making smiles great since 1968.
Cunning Dental, simply the best. Cunning Dental, simply the best.
There are 3 rescue missions in Los Angeles, and all 3 are privately funded, alcohol and drug-free, with the goal of getting people off the street permanently. The Union Rescue Mission, the Midnight Mission, and the Los Angeles Mission all offer safe shelter, provide support, training, and other services to help people get their lives back. Now through August 8th, KFI and iHeartMedia Los Angeles, along with Albertsons, Vons, are raising money to support the 3 LA missions. So you can donate at checkout super easy before August. It was as of yesterday. Maybe go in and ask him if he can still do it this morning. Otherwise, text HELP LA to 243-725. That's 243-725. Or go to KFIAM640.com/missions and be part of the heart of LA. SoCal weather from KFI. It's not as hot as it was last week. We'll still see temperatures in the 90s today, but we'll keep warming it up as the week goes on. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. This has been your wake-up call. Handle on the News with Wayne starts now.
Handle on the...
Wake world, party time, excellent.
I'm gonna tell you what I really think I like about Mondays. Gonna feel like Saturdays. Working on that kind of work. Every day all day. I really got what I want to do. I do anything I want to do. Can't wait for Tuesday.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Good morning, it's the Phil Handel Show. Phil recovering from that heart surgery. We'll have an update on his situation at 9 o'clock. Good morning, Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Hello, good morning.
I'm going to tell you something. Nobody else here is going to have the guts to tell you.
Oh.
But I'll tell you.
Okay.
You have Snoopy on your shirt.
Wow. And I thought we were friends.
Well, I feel like that's the loving thing to do, is to let a person know when they have Snoopy on their shirt.
I appreciate your truthfulness with me.
You bet. Good morning, Tyler Whitman running the board.
Good morning, Wayne, and happy Monday to you, sir.
And to you. And Morgan Cook producing while Alex is on vacation, and a good morning to you.
Howdy.
They both wear ball caps all the time, these two.
I have to wear headphones over my head.
Yeah.
So I choose to wear a hat for that reason.
I just don't have time to do my hair.
Both good reasons. All right, let's start. Handle on the news. Jennifer Jones-Lee and me. Lead story. The Dixie Fire is now the second biggest fire in California history. Or, if you're trying to be overly sensationalistic about it in your reporting, you will say it's the largest single wildfire in California history, so that you can say it's the largest because the largest is still that August complex, but a complex is a number of fires. So, I mean, you can split those hairs any way you want. The point is, it is still way out of control, this Dixie Fire.
The one thing that I keep, I know this is awful that I say this, I keep searching for, 400 structures lost, no deaths. And I think I keep searching for injuries, deaths. And I'm so heartened when I can't find it. Like, that's the best investigation that you can come up with, is to have nothing at the end of it. And I don't know, did we learn from the campfire? Did we learn to get people out? Was the campfire just a one way in, one way out? I don't know, the one in Paradise. Or is this just in an area where they're getting ahead of things and they're getting people out of there faster?
I think the choke point issue is relevant. Getting ahead of it. What's funny is you're seeing a lot of stories about people refusing to leave.
Yeah.
When the firefighters or the sheriffs come around and they say, "Hey, get out of here! It's a bad fire." And even remember the story had people are pulling guns.
Oh, right.
On the firefighters. So when there's the reporting of that level of resistance, you would well expect somebody to have an unfortunate outcome with that decision. But at this point, nothing's been reported. Is it also, I hate to, if you want to go the morbid route, that there are people who have perished and they're in areas that nobody is going to get to for a long time.
Yeah, because it is very rugged and remote.
But I prefer to look at it as the one heartening part of it is there have been no reports. Although there have been firefighters who've been injured.
Yeah,
so I don't even think we can say no injuries there.
Right.
But no deaths reported.
All right, California has hit that 4 million mark when it comes to COVID-19 cases, and this mostly is because of the Delta variant spread that we've seen recently. Now, I want to point out, at least in LA County, we had sort of good news because even though there was a spike in cases of COVID-19 over the weekend, the daily positivity rate continues to drop. Hospitalizations did go upward by a couple of hundred people, but health officials are still saying most everybody in the hospital with COVID as of right now is unvaccinated.
All right. Well, there's a bill moving through Sacramento that would make it illegal to obstruct, intimidate, or harass people at vaccination sites. Remember at Dodger Stadium, they had to shut it down that day because there were anti-vax protesters who were blocking everything.
Yeah.
Well, I guess up in Sacramento, they didn't like that too much. So it's Senate Bill 742. You can protest. It doesn't make protests illegal. It couldn't. But it would be a crime to bother or interfere with people receiving their shots. $1,000 fine or 6 months in jail as a maximum. Will it pass First Amendment muster? Depends on if they're smart enough to write it the right way. I'll look at it when I get a chance. Because I can tell just by how they wrote it whether this is going to stand up or it's going to be immediately struck down the first time it's appealed.
Wouldn't it sort of be on the same guise as the people who protest in front of an abortion clinic, where you can protest all day long, you just can't interfere with the people going in and out?
Yeah, but it's how you define those terms. Because if they're talking about obstruct, intimidate, or harass, how are they defining that? Is my approaching you and saying, I'd love to talk to you about why you shouldn't get the vaccine? Is that covered under this law? Because that's going to be a constitutional problem. So anyway, they're trying to do something about. Here's the deal: they wouldn't be doing it if they didn't feel there was some problem with people getting bothered when they go to get a vaccine.
All right, Canada has said, we are such a nice neighbor. Come on over to the United States. And the U.S. has said, we're not so neighborly just yet. So Canada has started allowing vaccinated citizens from the U.S. to go ahead and start visiting again and vacationing and shopping and the whole 9 yards. But when it comes to the U.S., we say, not yet. All non-essential trips you still can't do until at least August 21st. And that applies to the Mexican border as well. So we're still sort of insulating ourselves.
Yeah, that's asymmetrical friendship is what that's about.
Very much so.
You can come over to my house. Oh, great. Don't come over to my house. And the speeding that spiked, I'm talking about people driving too fast, that spiked during the pandemic is still going on. I want to just pick one sort of data point out of this. The Highway Patrol here in California, tickets issued by them for going over 100 miles an hour are double pre-pandemic levels, and also the number of tickets being given out for reckless driving up as well. And this is being replicated all across the country. When the streets were empty, everybody got lead foot. The lead foots got double lead foot. And now that the streets are not empty anymore, it's very hard to pull back on that lead foot. You know, all the momentum there is one way. You can go from being a speed limit observer to being a speeder in a day. Hey, there's nobody on the roads. It could take, even if you're of a proper mind, like, yeah, I should probably slow down, months and months to pull back from that habit. So,
quit looking at me.
I've seen you barrel out of here after the show.
Oh, I'm very lead footy. I admit it. I do catch myself in the car, and I'll go, oh, I didn't mean to go that fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then ask me what I'm doing 5 minutes later. Going faster.
Of course. Listen, we'll get a news update from you in a second, but I want to say, one of the problems is speed limits typically are too low.
Yes.
They're set lower than is necessary to achieve the purpose of a speed limit, which is if you go faster than a certain speed, it is now per se dangerous on whatever road. But, the 55 mile an hour on the freeway nonsense, that all had to do with gas conservation, not safety. Somebody's going to go, yeah, but then accidents went down. All right, then make the speed limit 25 on the freeways, and accidents will go down even more. My point is, most speed limits could be bumped up 5 or even 10 miles an hour.
Waiting for president.
Unless, of course, you think you can't trust other people. And here's the problem. The guy who just said we should bump up speed limits 5 to 10 miles an hour also doesn't trust other people. So I just talked myself out of my own view of the whole thing. Let's get the news update from Jennifer Jodesley, and then we'll continue handle on the news. It's KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Lawmakers in New York are meeting to talk next steps in their impeachment investigation of Governor Cuomo. Today's meeting comes a week after a report found that the governor sexually harassed 11 women. It was another deadly weekend in Chicago. There were at least 72 people shot. 11 of those people died. The shootings included 2 police officers who are expected to survive. And what will it be like to live on Mars? Well, 4 NASA volunteers will get an idea when they move into a 1,700 square foot habitat in Texas for an entire year. You can apply. The last day to apply is September 17th. We'll take a look at your drive on the 710 with EKFI in the sky next.
Hey, it's Gary Hoffman. Let's talk about your Medicare coverage. Scan Health Plan is for people with Medicare. Now more than ever, it's important to have comprehensive coverage when you need it most. If you're new to Medicare, have both Medicare and Medi-Cal, or have been diagnosed with certain chronic conditions, you may qualify to enroll in Scan Now. Call Scan at 1-855-370-7226, TTY 711, or ask your agent about Scan.
Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Staples Connect has amazing prices for everything on your back-to-school list. The TI-84 Plus CE graphing calculator is just $99.99. That's a $55 savings. In-store only offer ends 8/14, limit 2. Visit your local Staples store and be more than ready for school. Staples.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny today, slightly cooler than we saw last week. Temperatures will range from the 60s today to the upper 90s. This report is brought to you by Staples. Let's take a look at that drive on the 710.
Yeah, a little damp out there as well. All right, as promised now, around East LA, the North 710 transition to the West 60. We understand now it's only partially blocked, not completely, but still going up north, up to around Cesar Chavez, probably gets around all these problems here. To the 4 level, downtown Los Angeles, that's the North 101 at first. Before the merge with the West 10, there's a problem there, slowing things down, coming up from East LA. And the West 210 now. First, coming away from the 15 at Claremont, in town, westbound 210 at town. Been a crash there reported. Farther west, a lot farther west, past Santa Anita, West 210 at the track, a large metal box bouncing around the freeway, so be careful there. But the problem at the moment is definitely Encino. Eastbound 101 just past 405, very involved crash. East 101 stops in Haskell. South 405 now going to the eastbound Ventura Freeway is really backing up onto the freeway. Getting real slow from Burbank Boulevard. Please be careful. Injured in an accident, visit Chipperwoman, superlawyer.com. KFI gets you there faster. I'm Jeff Parr.
This report is sponsored by Mercury Insurance. What's better than low rates? low rates, and big discounts. That's what you get when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Mercury. Get a fast, free quote today at MercuryInsurance.com to see how much you could save. That's MercuryInsurance.com.
I can afford to follow my dreams.
I can afford to do whatever I put my mind to.
I can afford college.
Start your future at a California community college. Financial aid is available to help with tuition, books, and sometimes even the rent.
I can afford to invest in myself and my future.
It's time to take the next big step. Classes can fill up quickly, so enroll today at icangotocollege.com.
The French created fries, kissing, poodles. The Hamptons perfected relaxing, beaching, partying. We took both and made the world's favorite rosé. Born in France, raised in the Hamptons. Made just for you. Hampton Water. Make a splash. Rosé responsibly.
Hey, it's Conway here. You heard me talk about my friends at Sunday, right? You gotta move out of town. You're tired of this city. I get it. Well, now Sunday has made the process even easier for those who want to sell their property fast, and here's how it works. Contact Sunday for a free, no-obligation cash offer. They're going to visit your property, take photos, and do a 3D walkthrough. Then they'll package the property details, send it to the thousands of local investors in their database who are actively looking to buy properties, right? And then in the first week, the average homeowner receives up to 12 offers on their property. Sunday is the way to go. They can close in as soon as 10 days, and they can give you a $10,000 cash advance when you sell with Sunday. The price they give you is the price you get. They're extremely experienced, and they purchase thousands of homes. They help you sell your home off market for the highest price, and they make it easy. So phone them up, 800-25-OFFER, 800-25-OFFER, or go to the website, sunday.com, sundae.com, sunday.com.
Date night. You check your text, your hair, your smile. But wait, did you check your breath? Get Smart Mouth, the only mouthwash that provides 24 hours of fresh breath with just 2 rinses a day. Find Smart Mouth in the mouthwash aisle at CVS or get 20% off at smartmouth.com/radio.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/save for details.
Mo Kelly here from KFI AM 640. Even if you're young and healthy or have already had COVID-19, it's still important that you get vaccinated because being vaccinated means you're less likely to get or spread the virus. That makes life safer for you and people around you, especially those who can't get vaccinated. It's not just about